is Jason Newland. This is Whisper Wednesday. And Vinny is moaning because I've got out of bed early. I don't know why he's moaning. He's not moaning, he's got to go can't really do the sound. He's I think I got out of bed just too soon for his liking. He did this the other day as well. He just moans like a squeaky moan. I don't know why. I might just go and grab him and give him a cuddle. Wait a second. To go and get Vinny. Initially, I wrapped him up in a blanket and brought him in here and gave him a cuddle, but he didn't want that. So I went back into the bedroom, put him on the bed, and he didn't want that either. So he jumped off the bed and I thought, okay, I'll put his little blanket thing that he loves. It's actually a throw to make the settee look a bit better when I do a video, but it's turned into his blankie. He loves it, it's very comfortable. So I put it onto the bottom of the bed for him to lay on. But he didn't want to be in the bedroom on his own. I think that was the issue. He didn't want to be on his own. Normally he doesn't care, but today for some reason. And then I've gone and put it onto the sofa, that blanket, the yellow blanket thing. It's not really a blanket, but... And now he's all over the place. He's not sitting down there, he's had some water. Either will go to sleep next to me, or he'll just go back to bed. I'm really not sure. So today is Wednesday. Oh, did I say only listen when you can safely close your eyes? Today's the 9th of April 2025. The 9th of April. I don't know what, just 2025. Vinny's now chomping on a bone thing. There's one bone, right? And these are these little, just the right size rim. They're like bone chewy toy things. And I was tidying up yesterday, and I got rid of every single one of his half was choosing to chew some of the half chewed ones, which were not much left, over the one that was fully whole. Right now he's chewing the one that's fully whole because it's the only one there. Right, darling. He seems a little bit disoriented or disorientated. By the way, join my Facebook group if you like. It's Jason Newland's Boring Group. I don't think I really promoted it. I didn't really sell it, did I? But there. Can you hear him? It might be a case of getting him a treat or something. I don't know. I'm doing this quite early in the morning. It's not really purposefully. Well, it is, but the reason really I'm doing it straight away as I get up, because more building work's being done tomorrow or today later on. My neighbour's kitchen is going to be continued, which means there's going to be people in and out like continuously in the building. Doors closing and or slamming, and probably not slamming, to be fair. They're quieter than some of the neighbours. Isn't it weird? I've got neighbours downstairs to let the door slam. Yeah. We've got builders coming in and out of my neighbour's flat literally all day long. They probably go in and out about 20 times, and not one of them slams the door. And I don't mean slam, but let it slam. They close it quietly. Every single one of them. Admittedly, they do lodge it open, so that helps. If I ignore him, do you think he'll go away? He's really being annoying. Alright, mate. Alright. I reckon what he wants is what he had a minute ago, is me wrapping him in a blanket and cuddling him and having him on my lap while I do the recording. That's what he wants. But he couldn't just lay there or just sit there and be comfortable and enjoy it. Had to wiggle, had to sort of complain. Didn't you? Hey. But I think he actually enjoys it. He likes that. But at the same time, he doesn't want to. I don't know what it is. He loves a cuddle, but he makes out he doesn't. Don't you? You love cuddles, Billy. Hey. At night, he cuddles up to me. Sometimes he even goes to sleep on top of me, just lies on me. But he does. I woke up today and he was, the other side of the bed, my side of the bed, all cuddled. And sometimes I wake up in the night and he'll be proper cuddled up, and his chin will be on my chest. But he won't do that when I'm awake. Won't do it when I'm awake. was just sitting here on the computer, listening to the radio, or if I was sitting here watching TV, or eating my breakfast, anything like that, heat wouldn't bother me probably at all. Because I'm doing this recording, I'm not giving him any attention, although I wouldn't be anyway, would I? If I was watching TV. I've signed up with ITVX because Big Brother started on Monday night, and it was Tuesday evening last night, so it was the first, proper episode after the I don't know what they call it. What do they call the first night where everyone goes into the house? What's the opposite to eviction? Entry. But yeah, that was Monday night. And I'm not going to moan, but I will. I won't, not moaning, but no, I'm going to moan. The amount of adverts, I'm talking like, I must have sat through 5, 10, 15, 20. I must have sat through probably 50 adverts, if not more, during that period. Probably more, because it went on for an hour and a half. So you imagine the adverts before it started, because I didn't want to miss the beginning. And probably every 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I can't mention it went more than 10 minutes of adverts. Then he just started barking, because a stupid a neighbour was shouting something in the garden. It's 3:30 in the morning, okay? I'm not whispering because it's 3:30 in the morning, but it seemed like a quiet time to do this, and I just happened to wake up a little bit earlier than normal. Generally I'm up about 4 or 5. So this person's shouting. Vinny hears it and starts barking. Like, come on. He stops barking straight away because I tell him, I give him the look. I give him a look like, no. No, 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 no. He or she seems to have stopped. But I don't know, sometimes they like spend 10 minutes just and really loud. God, my earlier days, 20 years ago, I'd have been yelling out the window. Seriously, I'm not even joking. Like, wow. Maybe not, probably 23 years, 22 years ago, 23 years ago, I would have been yelling out the window like, shut up, but I'm older now, I'm more sophisticated. I'll send a letter, I'll send a telegram. So, adverts. Man, way too many adverts. Like, so many. And for some reason, because I was watching it on ITV1, and yeah, each each advert lasts about 20 seconds, maybe longer, and there was a good 3, 4, 5 minutes of adverts. So yeah, I enjoyed the launch show. That's it. They call it the launch show. But I could just do without the adverts. Don't want them. Too many. It wouldn't bother me, a couple at the beginning, or just a few minutes at the beginning. I don't care. Don't really want adverts at all, but just a few. But blimey, not that amount continuously. So I was getting ready to watch it last night, and I thought, no, I'm having an early night. Not going to watch it tonight. I'll sign up for ITVX, and I'll watch it on catch up, because on catch up there's no ads. I mean, I think if you watch it live, there's still adverts, because they have to show adverts on live TV. It's they don't have to, but that's what they do. It's part of their thing. But if I watch it on catch up, the only thing, maybe there'll be a preview of a TV program coming up or something, and that'll be it. But I don't even like that. That's annoying, when you get if you pay a streaming channel for no adverts, and then instead of adverts they show you a preview of something that you can watch that's on their platform. I don't want to see previews. I don't want to see adverts. Just show me the program. They take the mick. They really do. There's this, I think, Now TV, which is I don't know if it's just in the UK. It's basically Sky TV, but you can watch it streaming it rather than being on satellite like it always used to be. Although they've now changed it, they don't use satellite dishes anymore. They've basically just gone down the route of the streaming. They're just using that. It's easier for them, I think. And so you can stream live TV or watch catch up or watch box sets and things. Always adverts before the show, not during, but before the show starts. If you watch it on catch up, or the box set even, or the movies, there's an advert. Okay, maybe it lasts about a minute. If you pay to have the adverts taken off, they just replace it with a preview of something, an upcoming film or an upcoming TV show. It's like, it's just taking, it really is just a wind up. And the Zone, which is a boxing app, well, it's actually a sports app. It was a boxing app, and then it became a all-round sports app. And now it seems to be going back to focusing a bit more on boxing, but it is good. They've got most of the main promoters, or a lot of the main promoters, boxing promoters, are on DAZN, which means that there's no, there's the scheduling works. You're not going to have a boxing show on at the same time, because it's two different promoters or two different TV channels. So it's is good. Queensberry just joined DAZN. You've got Eddie Hearn Matchrooms on there. You've got Oscar De La Hoya Golden Boys on there. I don't know who else. There's a few on there. I don't know if Bob Hoskins is on there or not. I don't know. But yeah, so there's a few people. I mean, Sky is Shalom. He's doing Sky, and PBS is, they seem to be showing their stuff on where did they show this? Amazon. I think it's PBS. So I've started seeing some shows on there, and they have some pay-per-views. So Tank Davis pay-per-view. But lately, I mean, there was one Tim Tszyu was on, but it was on live to watch, for anyone on Amazon Video or whatever you call it, Amazon Prime. And I got there just as it finished, and I thought it'd just be ready to play back. No, it seemed to take ages for it to be ready to watch it replay, and in the end I just watched it on YouTube. So DAZN's quite good because it allows you on playback to go to the individual fights. It can spoil it a bit though, because it tells you how many rounds in each fight, so you can go to the individual rounds, but it spoils it a little bit, because you might not know the results, but you can see that it only lasts for 3 rounds. And sometimes the most exciting part about boxing is these surprise knockouts, especially if it's the underdog. But if you're watching a fight and you know it ends in round 3, it's just not a surprise when it happens, regardless of who it is that does it. I mean, it's more of a surprise if it's if it's the person you didn't expect to win, but still, So I decided I'd get ITVX, and every morning when I had my breakfast, I watched the playback of Big Brother, which is Celebrity Big Brother. I watched the playback from the night before, so that's going to be my little routine for the next, I don't know, 5 weeks. I don't know, I'm not sure how long they're in there for. I don't want to Google anything about Celebrity Big Brother in case it tells me something about what's happened. I don't know about any evictions. I don't know about any walkouts. Anybody's been kicked out for being naughty. I don't know anything that might have happened since launch night. I've kept off. I saw something about Mickey Rourke was in the search engine, but I thought, no, I'm not gonna look. I imagine he'll be getting quite a bit of attention because of the way he was acting on the launch night. But we'll see. it's not just weird. It's just a bit strange seeing them like that. I don't think I've ever seen them in the flesh before, like on a TV show. I don't think so. Of course, I've seen him in movies, but I haven't seen him for quite a while. I mean, he was in quite a few, in his present kind of, his present physical form. He was in a few movies, because basically what happened, for those who don't know, Mickey Rourke was, and those who do know, then just pretend I'm not talking. It shouldn't be that difficult. Just zone out. Mickey Rourke was kind of part of the new Brad Pack in the 80s, with Patrick Swayze, Matt Dillon, the Estevez brothers. What's his name from Two and a Half Men? The other one, the lad from Karate Kid, he was in, and they were kind of all in movies together a little bit for a few movies. One was I have to Google this. So, right, Karate Kid. I know one of the lines in the movie is "Stay golden." Ralph Macchio, isn't it? Ralph Macchio. Karate Kid, Karate Kid, Karate Kid, Karate Kid. Ralph Macchio. Can you believe that Ralph Macchio is 63 years old? 63. I mean, he's clearly got some gene thing going on, which has kept him young. Again, like Matt Dillon. Matt Dillon's like 90, and he looks, I don't know what he looks like in real life. In person, he might look a lot older, but he's genetics. I wonder if he's got, if he was born with a condition that's why he looks so young. I don't know. He actually earned his black belt in karate a little more than 4 years after starring in The Karate Kid. Blimey. Good on him. So, the thing is, the old, so The Karate Kid was like 1980, when was it? 1983. And that's when I was doing karate. So it was, well, yeah, it was either at the same time as when I was doing karate, or it was just before, because it might reason I did karate. It was part of the reason why millions of kids did karate around the world. I think I can safely say that. I might be wrong, but it was a huge, huge hit. I bet you they made. Yeah, blimey, look at this. It was a small budget movie. 8 million. I mean, 8 million. I mean, that's a big old lunch, isn't it? That's a nice holiday. But for a movie released, why did it say 1983 when it says 1984 here, released? But then it said earlier 1983. Make up your mind, June 84. So I was well and truly doing karate before this came out. So 8 million, it was the budget. At the box office, 130 million. Wow. That just goes to show, no wonder. I mean, that's a huge success. I wonder where what did the Karate Kid 2 do? Karate Kid. Okay, so Karate Kid, it was made in 83, wasn't it, I suppose? Karate Kid 2. So it made about the same amount, 130 million. The budget was 12.5 million for this one. So, fair enough. Is that the one he goes to? Yeah, he goes to Okinawa. I'm not sure if I think I might have preferred the Karate Kid 3. This would have made probably less money. Yeah, I thought so. I imagine that there was a little bit of disappointment in the second one. And the third one is him. Let's have a look. They went back to just having a look. I'm just remembering it, because I prefer Karate Kid 3 to Karate Kid 2. But I think Karate Kid 2 ruined the Karate, kind of ruined the franchise, because it was too, I don't know, it was good, I liked all of them, but it wasn't as good as the first one. Just, I don't know, it was different, I would say. The first one was more, because he didn't really know what he was doing, and he was fighting another kid, because it was school and he was fighting another kid. But let's face it, it was kind of using skill, but there was a lot of luck involved. It was never, the kid he beat in the tournament in the first Karate Kid. Replay that 100 times, and he would have lost that probably 93 times. But he just happened to get it right that moment, which is really good. And the other kid was a bully, and he deserved to be beaten in the fight, in the karate contest. But you know what? anyone's expert, and it got a little bit unrealistic. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I remember my very first contest. I did karate the first time I went to a contest, and I got into this. I don't know if I went to 2 or 3 contests. I know I definitely went to one where I just observed it, but this was when I was 16, so I wasn't really doing karate anymore. But I didn't stop, I just got a job. But my boss's brother was a black belt, and he went to this tournament, and he was fighting against it was quite good because he was fighting against the big lanky kid that used to really try and push me around in sparring, and he made him look silly, so I quite liked that. I mean, it's probably wrong that I was going against my own club, but on that occasion I did. But yeah, that was funny to watch. I was yelling against him as well. I don't think he liked that. So yeah, but the first contest I went to that I actually, participated in, I think I can't remember. I remember there's one. There's only 2 fights I remember. One I was against this kid. He was actually smaller than me, which is rare, but he was younger than me. But he was smaller, and I thought, yeah, because I think they seem to be going by just belts, colour belts and that, and roughly age groups. I thought I had it in the bag, but I didn't. He ran around me, literally, kicked and punched whenever he wanted. I couldn't do a single thing. He was just better than I was ever going to be. Just so good, so fast. It didn't hurt me, he couldn't hurt me, but he was just super fast. I didn't even realise it kicked me and got a point. Like, this isn't fair. It just didn't seem right that I'd been beaten, but I had no feel, I didn't have a bruise, didn't have anything like. This is wrong. But hey, gotta give it to him. I think he might have gone on to win the our section, the belts, our division or whatever it was. But he was so fast. I mean, he didn't run through my legs. I offered it, but he didn't want it. Anyway, so the next one, there was another one, probably my age. Well, they're all kind of my age-ish, give or take a year or so. So I probably would have been 14. This lad, probably about the same size, maybe probably a bit bigger, but about around the same kind of size. It started off nice, but so this might have been the just, it turned into a fight, like a proper fight, like a punch up, because we were trying to, as soon as one grabbed or punched the other or kicked the other one started, and we actually had a proper punch up, and they had to keep separating us, and in the end, I'm not sure who won or if it was a disqualification. I can't remember. In my memory, I won, but I might not have done. I think I did, but I might not have done. But we were just scrapping. It was quite funny. I wasn't very good. I was okay, but I wasn't, So Ralph Macchio, the movie I was talking about, and called The Outsiders. He wasn't in. I mean, he was in some good movies. My Cousin Vinny was good. He was in some other movies like Hitchcock, but he seemed to, I didn't really see him in much stuff. And then he came back in Cobra Kai, which started in 2018. I think it was originally on YouTube, and then Netflix bought it. And even, Daniel LaRusso, Danielson, or whatever, he's a star, but also he isn't the only star. He's kind of co-starring with his rival in the Karate Kid 1, the blonde boy. It's kind of weird because he is actually, I'd say he's more the star than Daniel. Or Ralph. Ralph's down as the star, but William Zabka, I think he shines more than anyone else in that show, because he's sort of still a bad boy, but he's not a bad boy really. He's like a rough diamond kind of. He's 59. Wow. But isn't that weird? You think that The Karate Kid was released in 1984. Danielson was born in 1961. So what's that? 61, 71, 81, 82, 83. So he was 22 when he made that movie. 22. And how old was he in the movie? What, 14, 15? The plot. Oh, he's 17. Okay, fair enough. Right. So he's 5 years isn't that much really, is it? But yeah, okay, fair enough. Okay, I'll move on. So The Outsiders. It was like the new Brat Pack. You know, you had the old Brat Pack with Frank Sinatra and all that lot, Dean Martin, and this new Brat Pack had Matt Dillon, Patrick Swayze, Rob Lowe, Emilio Estevez, Tom Cruise, and then you had, what's his name? Then you had Rumblefish, which was also Coppola, because this is by Coppola. He did Rumblefish, but it had quite a few of some of the same people. Matt Dillon, Mickey Rourke, Diane Lane, like the other one, but this had also Nicolas Cage. So there's quite a few things going on here. Apparently Coppola wrote the screenplay for the film on his days off while shooting The Outsiders. He made the films back to back, retaining much of the same cast and crew, particularly Matt Dillon and Diana Lane. So those, if you've never seen those movies, Rumblefish and The Outsiders, really, really good movies, but complete flops at the box office. Wow. Budget of 10 million for Rumblefish, got 2.5 million at the box office. That surprises me. I'd say other people in the movie, Rumblefish, Mickey Rourke, you could have Nicolas Cage, Lawrence Fishburne, and Chris Penn, and Dennis Hopper, but Dennis Hopper wasn't a young bloke then. That's really strange. What did The Outsiders do at the box office? So that made a profit. Cost 10 million, 25.7 million profit. No, just outs. That's what it made. Unless the 10 million was for both movies at the same time, which means technically there was a profit. I mean, The Outsiders is right. It became, became a cult movie, but so did Rumblefish. The film is, it's kind of black and white. I'm pretty sure it's maybe not. They were just really good movies, both of them. And we're talking about Mickey Rourke, aren't we? Mickey Rourke, for those that don't know, I'm just going to look at his movies. He's had so many stuff written about him. He has a whole different section, a whole different page for his filmography. It doesn't look the same as he did. I mean, bearing in mind his first movie was 1979, so he's not going to look the same as he used to. And also blimey, how old is he then? If he did a movie in 1979, he's 72, okay. So, let's go back to the movies. 1941, so that's a Steven Spielberg movie. I don't know if he was where he was on the billing for that. He did Body Heat, which I think was 1986. That's the first time I really heard of him being the star. John Gray. Oops, that's, I can't get rid of that thing from a bit of metal off this desk. John Gray. 50 Shades, 50 Shades. Dakota Johnson. I wonder why they called it 50 Shades of Grey. Do you think they named it after Mickey Rourke's character? I mean, Grey spelled differently, but I do wonder. Here's a little bit of trivia for you. Have you ever heard anywhere on TV or in any movies the name Harry Potter? I mean outside of the movies, you know. Before Harry Potter the Wizard, had you ever heard the name Harry Potter? I used to think I've heard this name before, but I didn't know where. Do you want to know where it came? I'm not going to say this where it came from, but do you know where it's also used in a movie? Bit of trivia. It's a Carry On movie. I think it is Carry On Camping. Carry On Camping. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the yep. Betty Marsden as Harriet Potter, but in it they call her Harry Potter. Harry Potter, which is kind of, it's used, you know, someone called Harriet's often called Harry in this country. So Harry Potter, I wonder, is that where Harry Potter woman, the writer, whatever her name is that where she got the idea of the name? So let's check. So I wonder, where did she get the name from? Orphaned Harriet Potter is not extraordinary in any way. What? Oh, fan fiction. So someone wrote a book called Harriet Potter. Isn't it weird if I put Harriet Potter and it's just all about Harry Potter, but nothing comes up about the movie Carry On Camping? See, that's a little bit of trivia that I reckon you didn't know. You might have known, but I reckon you didn't know, because I've kept that inside my head for years. I'm a big Carry On fan. I just love those movies. They're just warming. They warm me. this little bit of trivia. Oh, here's another bit of trivia. Do you know the movie Anything Everywhere All at Once? I might have got that wrong, but it won an Oscar and it was really like great movie. It was all over the place, but it was very interesting. Good movie, funny and everything. The man in that, he used to be famous. Some people know this anyway, but I reckon a lot of people won't know. Anyone for anyone? No. Okay. He was what's his name? Okay, let me check. Everything all at once. Okay, everything, everywhere, all at once. Wikipedia. Let's have a look at the stars of the film. Michelle Yeoh and Stephanie Zhu and Ki Luo Wan. Right. So I know them. I'm not sure if the movie won an Oscar. He's an American actor, and he has got an Academy Award. Wow! So, what did he get the Academy Award for? I didn't know that. Oh, blimey. What did he get the Academy Award for? Anyway, he was the kid in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, who was called Short Round. Indy. I thought he was in more than just one movie. I really did. He was only in one. Blimey. Okay. Indians King Okay, fair enough. I thought he was in all three of them. Just shows what I know. Even though there's more than 3 movies. So he did that. He was in the Goonies. I didn't realise that. And then, because he's now, blimey, 53, so he's younger than me. He carried on working to 1984, 85, 86, 87, then in 91, 92, 96, 2002. So he was doing a lot of movies, and then he had 19 years off. And he came back and he did Finding Ohana, and then Everything Everywhere All at Once, which, can we just look, where did he, it says he won an Oscar, an Academy Award. Oh, it's telling me what an Academy Award is. I know what an Academy Award is. Why is it? Right, Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for the Everything Everywhere All at Once. I just found it was watching the film, he looked so familiar to me, and I couldn't place it. His mannerisms, his facial features, his voice, and literally, I've not got a picture of him as a kid, but you can see it's him. It's the same face. And I've had this discussion with my little brother. Some people have the same face. They just keep the same face all the way through their life. I do not have the same face as I used to have when I was a kid. But my little brother does. I know he's older now, but he's still got the same face as he had when he was born. Or when he was like 1 year old or 2 years old. If you saw a photograph of him, an 8-year-old version of him or a 6-year-old, you could see it was him. It's like there's no doubt at all. It's him. You see a 6-year-old version of me, you wouldn't know it's me at all. I don't look like that. He just kept the same face all the time, and the same with Ki Hui Kwan. Same face. What's going on here? My phone's just lit up. Oh, £13 gone out for Canva. Brilliant. Thank you. Thanks. Thanks ever so much. Right, I need to go and have my breakfast. Oh, Mickey Rourke. Wait a second, that's what I was going to try and talk about. Mickey Rourke. I got distracted. So he was in 9.5 weeks. Really big movie that was. And then he was in Angel Heart, another really big movie. Ironically, well, it's not really ironic, but he was in a movie called Barfly, which was a Charles Bukowski script. It was a book. I didn't discover Charles Bukowski until probably 1990, at the earliest 1991, possibly 1992, because that was my period when I was getting into like the Beat Generation stuff, Allen Ginsberg and Jack Kerouac. There's Bob Dylan, of course. He was not. I mean, he was kind of the Beat Generation, wasn't he, singer-wise? And blimey, I had books, loads of books by all the different. Is it something Snyder? Let me have a look. Beat Generation books. Let me tell you how many of those books I had. So, On the Road, yep, I had that. Howl and Other Poems by Allen Ginsberg, yep, I had that. The Dharma Bums by Jack Kerouac, yep, I had that. The Naked Lunch, yeah, I did have that. The Coney Island of the Mind, as by Lawrence Ferlinghetti. I don't know, but I definitely had a book by Lawrence Ferlinghetti, so maybe I did have that one. Ham on Rye by Charles Bukowski, yes. The Electric Cool Aid Acid no, don't remember that one. The Portable Beat Reader, I think I did have that. That's what got me into knowing to find. Kaddish and Other Poems by Allen Ginsberg. I think I had that. Let's have a look. Factotum by Charles Bukowski. Yep. The Big Sur by Jack Kerouac. Yep. I think that's the only 3 books I had from him. Because what they would do is they would talk about each other in their books, which made it more interesting. Gary Snyder, Turtle Island. Yep, I had that. Evening Sun Turned Crimson by Herbert E. Hunk. I think I had that as well. Women by Charles Bukowski. Yep, I've got that in my bookcase now. Just trying to find some of the others that I had. The First Third by Neil Cassidy. Yep, I had that. I think Neil Cassidy was one of he was kind of a starring role in some of the other books. If I'm correct, I think Allen Ginsberg was very close to him. I think. Notes of a Dirty Old Man, Charles Bukowski. Yep. Post Office, Charles Bukowski. Yep. Pictures of the Con World, Lawrence Ferlinghetti. Maybe. No, just having a look. Can't seem to find any others that I read. I think Lawrence Ferlinghetti, he might have been the one that did the poems about war and stuff. I don't know. Not sure. No. I'm just looking through. I can't see any other books that I might have had. There was a bookshop in London, in the West End. London. I don't know what the name of the bookshop was. It might not even be there anymore. But I knew all the bookshops in London. Well, not all the bookshops in London, but probably, to be fair, I might not have known all the ones in the West End, but I knew a lot. I'm just thinking there might have been the odd one that I didn't know, hidden away, and I didn't go into all the second-hand shops. But there was one that was really good, and it would have loads of I don't know what the right word is. What is a place I used to get the Beat Generation books and magazines and stuff from? And sort of underground stuff. But this was underground from the 50s and the 60s and the 70s. I wasn't really interested in the underground stuff from 90s. Anyway, I'm going to have my breakfast because it's time and I probably need a toilet. My underpants are shouting at me, please, please, please go to the toilet. Not again. Okay, fair enough. So I'm going to go. Thank you for listening. I still didn't get ready to talk about Mickey Rourke. What I wanted to say, if I go back to it, he became a boxer in the 90s, and he came back. He did, I can't think of anything that he really did that was like a big movie, and he came back as where is it? Sin City. He was so good in that. He was also in Iron Man 2 in 2010. He was in The Expendables. Then it was 2014, Sin City 2. And I think he was nominated for an Oscar in The Wrestler. But where is The Wrestler? The Wrestler, where are you, man? Oh, 2008. So that was after Sin City. I think he got nominated for an Oscar for that. I don't know if he won it though. Did he win the Oscar? Yeah, he did. He got. Oh no, he didn't win, but he got nominated for Best Actor. So after his boxing career, he started having surgery to fix his face, which is why he's got. Well, he's just had a lot of surgery on his face, but he had. I'm not sure how many fights he had. Mickey Rourke, how many fights? How many fights did he have? Dogs, political views, personal life. Right, it's not seemed to go on there. But he had it. Oh no, it does. He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fights. He won. He drew 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He won and he drew 2. Professional boxing record: 6 wins, 4 knockouts, 2 decisions, 0 losses, 2 draws. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not quite sure why he turned to boxing, but his training during most of his boxing career was by Hells Angels member, actor and celebrity bodyguard Chuck Zito. Freddie Roach, who's one of the most famous coaches in boxing, also trained Rourke for 7 fights. Wow. Blimey. He used to play Guns N' Roses' Sweet Child of Mine as he entered the ring, or his ring walk entrance. But in The Wrestler, the movie, he played the same tune as he enters into the final match. Wow, cool. Oh well. So yeah, that's why he had face reconstruction surgery to mend his injuries. And he was an absolute heartthrob. few days. But you can still see his eyes, but it's almost like it's a mask. There's no, like, the face, from what little I've seen of him as but there's like, the face isn't really moving, but you can see his eyes. It's almost like his eyes are behind, hidden. It's weird, but I like his voice. He's got quite a soft voice. I don't know if you heard that. Something just clicked for some reason. So I'm going to go and have my breakfast. Thank you for listening. Remember to be kind to yourself, because you do deserve to be happy. Be gentle with yourself. You deserve to feel safe. Lots of love.